Welcome back to Task Force Podcast, an airsoft podcast made by the airsofters for the airsofters.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode Task Force Podcast. I am your host, Snake, joined by my co-host,
Nasty,
who's
very awkward. Is whose motorcycle? Was that us?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but it was impressive.
It was loud
impressive
enough for me to get it.
No, today we are joined by the guys from Biohazard. I mean, dude, we're excited to have you on. There we go. Excited to have you on here, and we got lots of stuff to talk about, especially with your guys' latest endeavor with Tactical League, and I'm excited. All the footage coming out of that has been freaking awesome so far. Whoa.
Can I hear you?
Yeah, hold on a second here.
Wouldn't be one of our shows.
No, it wouldn't be.
Huh?
Now.
There we go.
There's money.
Excited to get to chatting, man.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Now, even more so now that I know his audio's working.
Yeah.
I was like, it was just working. But yeah, dude, no, you guys got a lot of stuff going on, and tell us, let's start off, introduce yourself, let people know who you are, and then let people know a little bit about Biohazard.
Sure, fellas. So, thank you again for having me. My name is Michael. I run Team Biohazard based out of Southern California. We're a, milsim team, if you want to call us that. We've been in operation for right around 2 years now. Have a number of players on our team who some of you guys recognize from things like KWA Fight Night. If you've seen Valiant, what he's doing, Ranger Rhett, any of those guys, those are some of the fellow Biohazard members. We're kind of based out of SoCal, anywhere from San Diego to Los Angeles. Really, we kind of started as a team, just going to different Lion Claws events and Desert Fox events. And since then, we've kind of just managed to, build a space for ourselves within the event space with this thing we've created called Tactical League. And we just had our first public event last weekend at SC Village in Corona. Really great turnout. I think we had like 130 people.
Nice.
Our first event, which was, absolutely, higher turnout than we honestly expected for our first event, with like no real, promotion.
Right.
Advertising, nothing like that, just kind of word of mouth and our network. And man, we're seeing some really, really positive feedback just on some of the things we're doing. Myself, I'm 33 years old, come from a video game background. Definitely an influence we've tried to take from our kind of hobbies and interests and implement them into like this new game mode we've created.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that is really awesome, because especially if you watch a show, or a lot of you guys out there who are fans of the show know for sure that that's kind of where Nasty and I come from too, is that video game background. A lot of our conversations have been, if you were going to create a game, what would it be? And a lot of times that's what you're pulling from, is those video game moments that you're like, dude, that mission was the most badass. If I could replicate it and do it for real, that would be probably the most fun. Excuse me. But to see you guys taking that idea and applying it in Tactical League, and reading the game modes that you guys were playing and the game modes that are out there, like, it just sounds super exciting, because I would be lying if I said that, like, the Lion Claws challenges that they put on, where like they're doing stuff in the 747s, like, I mean, come on, dude. That's straight out of like the Mile High achievement, right? From
Right.
Call of Duty. Like everybody wants to do that. So to see somebody else trying to apply that and not only just be doing one, but to do multiple is really cool. So I'm excited to see where Tactical League goes and how much it grows. And we'll talk a little bit more about it too. But I'm really excited you guys had such a good turnout for your first event, because that means that now you've set a bar of expectation for a lot of people. And they're going to spread that word and let people know, because it looks like everybody had a really good time. Like I said, from all the footage that I've seen that people are posting on Instagram, on YouTube, like guys are pumped about what was going on and what had happened. And that's really exciting. It's got to feel really good for you guys too, to know you put on something good.
The thing about this too, it's been over a year in the works in terms of concept, developing the games, developing the game modes. Shout out to like Team Regulator SoCal, Order 66, some of those teams that we played kind of when we were first coming up with the concept. We played against some of those teams to like test some of the game modes we were creating, and just to get a feel for kind of the pacing and the overall just kind of environment we were going to be able to achieve in terms of like the intensity of the gameplay, because that's something that we felt was kind of missing from, at least from our perspective, the milsim scene. Right. You know, going from like the big sprawling giant, you know, Lion Claws, Milsim West Desert Fox world where you're hiking 30 minutes at a time just to get to a gunfight. There's a aspect of that we certainly love, and we continue those, you know, as a team. Right. We're all in for that kind of stuff, but we kind of thought, like, how do we speed things up a bit and bring these same types of scenarios and environments into more close quarters scenarios, you know, similar to what we would see in like a search of destroy game of Call of Duty. Right. You know, very kind of small confined spaces with very specific objectives that teams are looking to complete. So we started coming up with, you know, some of the base game modes, which you'll see if you come out to any Tactical League event. Search and destroy is kind of a staple. You know, it's something we all grew up with, whether you play Counter-Strike or Call of Duty.
That would be sick
as
fuck.
Do you allow noob tubes off the spawn?
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah. Dude, that'd be sick, dude. Shoot a couple tags.
We have some pretty hardcore. Yeah, man, we got some pretty hardcore rules. I mean, you know, it's a class-based system for every team's roster. Okay. You have a limited number of support class, marksmen, medics. We have a breacher class, which can use a shield and a shotgun, or a MGL, you know, tag and launcher. There's kind of perks that go with each class. When you register for the event, you can kind of pick your loadout and how you fit into your larger team. Which we think is, you know, another like call out to the Call of Duties and Battlefields. Yeah. You know, really trying to gamify it and put it in a familiar package that I think we all kind of grew up playing. And it seems like people are latching on really quickly, man. You know, when we were kind of thinking of this concept, trying to make it more of a sport / you know, e-gaming type viewing experience, when we thought about the concept of like these classes, you know, we compared it to if you're a basketball football fan, you know, if you're watching two great point guards play, like it's interesting to compare one for one, you know, between different positions and rosters on the athletic field. Right. Like, why not apply that same concept to airsoft rosters where you have specific guys who fit specific roles for each team, and you can compare 1-to-1, you know, who is the best sniper? Is it so-and-so from Biohazard, or is it, you know, this other guy from Disposable Heroes? And we feel like the more structure we can give this kind of thing, it's just going to create more of a following.
Well, sorry guys, I apologize. It's internet connection is not so hot. So let's see here if it'll reconnect. I know it has been here lately. So, but no, I mean, talking to what he's talking about, like, I think in Milsim, you find in the hardcore mill sims where guys are like, hey, you have to have, X amount of this guy or X amount of this. Like, you can only have so many riflemen. You have so many whatever. But to see like a small, close together game like he's talking about where you have to actually apply that has to be a thing.
Right.
Then I think it totally changes it. And it does give you that video game-esque feel of, hey, on this squad, there is 2 riflemen, there's 1 grenadier, there's 1 breacher, and that's what it is. And now we have to use those guys and apply those guys where it makes sense, right? You can't just take your breacher and say, hey, by the way, I need you to shoot that guy far fucking away over there. Like, it's fucking pointless.
But if we're trying to give it that like Call of Duty feel, small map, 5v5, 4v4, whatever it was, I think it was 5v5, and just say go. You have one job: kill the whole other team, last man standing, plant the bomb. Ninja defuse, doing the circle, YY bullshit, whatever you want. That'd be fucking sick. I'd be all about that, actually.
It would be really fun. Like, I know we've played, like, at least in our case, we have played a search and destroy game, like, way back in the day at Frog Holler. They used to put those on.
Yeah.
And those were fun, but it was just a local game, right? So everybody's playing with what they had. But the moment you start breaking it down to where it's classes,
you fitted for that, whatever.
Exactly.
If I'm Grenadier, you don't have 13 grenades. Your boy does. So if I die, no more grenades.
So
that would be sick.
That's when it comes down to, now you have to be using your guys in their specific role and applying them properly. So it just adds another aspect of thinking to the whole thing. Especially
I think it's sick,
since
I'd love to do it.
Your objective is to win.
Always.
And I assume you guys had an overall winning team for the Tactical League, right? And eventually, this could become something bracketed, maybe even, that you're starting to look at, that these milsim teams that maybe they're not running 1v1s like they're doing at KWA, but a milsim team that wants to be able to say, hey, we are the Tactical League champions
in this class, like Search and Destroy or Free for or Team Deathmatch. That would be sick. I would definitely pack up for that.
So we've kind of got 2 different tracks going here. We have a competitive league, which is going to be 10 versus 10, which you guys probably already saw some video of. We had SYG there, Crystal, Sam, Leo, kind of some of the bigger social media airsofters. We had them for a preview event where we kind of mashed up teams, mashed up classes, and let them get a kind of a taste of what the game modes were going to be. And everyone was super pumped about it. I mean, it got pretty intense between the various teams that were out there. So that's the competitive, where we are going to take different milsim teams and different known players and kind of bring them into this arena and have them duke it out. What's awesome is the competitive format is a round by record basis. It's objective completion above all else. So it's not a situation where you can sit back and kill farm and just play team deathmatch. That is ultimately going to lead to you losing by not completing the overall kind of mission or objective. So, that combination of being objective based along with the balance of classes and, certain rules like, support class has full auto, there's no engagement distance, all that stuff just lends itself to a really intense format and intense game that people are pretty stoked about, man. Like, I'm telling you, the feedback's really been off the charts.
Like the whole, here's no rules, here's an objective, fucking have at it. Would be fucking awesome.
Well, see, and like that's the thing that like you were talking about, like farming or camping it, like just kill farming. So that's why I always enjoyed playing Search and Destroy on Call of Duty, right? Because
you got one life.
If you camp at the back, you still lose a game because it's not about kills. It's not the objective. Yeah. The objective is plant the bomb or defuse the bomb or prevent them from planting it. So you have to move. You are forced to, and much like in the Call of Duty lobbies, if all your team dies and you're camping, bro, I guarantee you the moment they get back into that lobby, like the back end of that game, like they're going to fucking let you know how big of a piece of shit you are. Like,
and we need more of that. I want more shit talking. Not
exactly.
like I'm mad you didn't call your hit. They'll be like, bitch, I'm going to get you.
Right.
You know, don't sit there later, man. I'm going to be there.
Right.
You know, like that's, and if I could do that from across the field, like I'm fucking on your ass, homie. You know, like that'd be awesome.
Dude, it like that's the one thing that people don't think about is in competition you can still get inside
the heads.
Even your homies who's on the other team. You can get inside of his head. Like even if it's just laughter, bro, you're fucking with him.
Yeah.
You're putting him off his game.
You gave a response. And I feel like, and I don't know if that's how you're running your games, but the concept's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, man, we're full steam ahead, like full fucking force. You know, one thing we've made clear from, you know, since our first couple games where there's always a certain type of player we realized he would kind of start getting pissed off as the day went on if his team wasn't doing well. And it's because, you know, if you're getting killed in these games because they're so kind of in your face, it feels like the walls are closing in on you a little bit.
Yes.
You know, if you're in the back of the map trying to hold down a corner. And some people don't always handle that the best, you know, in terms of their temperament, whatever it is.
Right.
So we've kind of up front now told people, like, this is the big boy or big girl league. Like, you might get accidentally sprayed by some extra BBs. You know, you might catch a full auto turning the corner. It's part of the game mode. And if you don't want to deal with that, you know, if you want to be a little bit more respectful about it and do the bang bang rule, like, by all means, like, there's a bunch of different places that will accommodate you for that, but just don't expect that here. And that doesn't mean, you know, dick and full auto people and people. It's not what we want at all. But at the same time, come into this expecting to shoot until you see a hand. Essentially.
Good.
And give that courtesy back to everyone else. And, you know, that's kind of the competitive aspect. And now what we've done with this last event we hosted, which we called Tactical League Battlegrounds, we've taken that same type of format and expanded it to a public league where people can come and purchase tickets to play in these events. They get sorted into our matchmaking system and put on select teams. It's a mix of different, you know, individuals, walk-ons, as well as, you know, 8, 10, 12-man squads. And they're with them for the day. And they'll run through a lot of these same scenarios and game modes, just kind of in a bigger scale format. Similar to what a team deathmatch matchup looks like, you know, I think it's like 12 on 12 or something like that for Call of Duty, compared to, you know, Ground War or Conquest and Battlefield, where you're getting upwards of sometimes 50, 60 players.
Right.
No. That is.
And yeah, man, like
that's badass.
Like how you're taking. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, and you know, I know we've talked about search and destroy a lot because that's an easy concept that everyone understands, but we have a number of other game modes. I don't want to reveal exactly how all the secret sauce is made, but we have a game mode called Drug Raid, where the attackers have to storm and breach a building and take out, you know, bags of cash and kilos of cocaine, and, you know, everything is kind of scored between the defenders and attackers, and it ends up being, you know, who has more at the end of the round. We have another game mode called Hostage Rescue, where teams are actually going in and rescuing 2 of their team members from kind of the enemy base. You know, and there's some like standardized rules that make it just ultra competitive, man. Single elimination, you know, a medic system for respawns. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for you guys to check it out.
Yeah, dude, it's
that's got me excited.
No,
dude. Like genuinely, that's got me excited.
I know,
because you're taking like. You just get home, you throw your fucking headset on, and you're like, join a game.
Right.
That's what he's doing. You can be a walk-in, buy tickets, whatever, and you're like, yeah, let's play. And he's gonna throw you on a squad. Shit, you can make buddies, be a new team member. You're fucking out here playing Call of Duty in real life. Not one motherfucker ever, as a young kid, never sat there playing. I do this shit in real life. Some went to the military, some play airsoft. Right. So let's do it. Like that's a cool fucking concept. I think that's sick.
No, it is. It's really fucking cool. The fact that you can have that in-game moment
Yeah.
in real life, right? Like that's the part that everybody wants to do in airsoft. That's what keeps you coming back, right? It's not because you just love this game so much, because you love being out in 100-degree weather, sweating your fucking balls off and shooting some guy until he doesn't call his hit, right? No, that is not what we keep coming back to airsoft for. You come back to airsoft because she's a cruel mistress who shows you a really cool fucking moment that happens every time you go play. And then that's what you come back for, is that one moment.
Right.
Because that one moment outweighs the 9 other bad moments that you might have had.
Right.
That one moment, though, becomes a story that you can tell your buddies, or that your buddies can talk to you and remember about and reminisce about. And then that's why you come back and play.
And I feel like by what they're doing also hits a trigger in our heads. As younger kids,
Right.
we hit that trigger where he's like, dude, I got search and destroy. Hardcore.
Right.
Let's do it. And in my head clicks and I'm going, dude, I'm going.
Right.
Like, we should pack up for the week and we're going.
Right,
Why?
exactly.
Because I can do that in fucking real life.
Right.
That's like game battles all over again. It's like, hey, bro, next Saturday, 2:00, you and your team, bring it everybody.
Right.
Now we can do that. Like, hey, bitch, I'll meet you at the field. Like,
Right.
bring your squad.
Right.
And we're going to run this. That would be
Right.
sick.
Right, exactly. Like, you can talk your shit and then really
Bio,
actually go play real
right,
search
because
and destroy.
Biohazard's out here like, I've got the setup.
Right.
Like, let's do it.
And not only that, but also like
Sure.
you're doing stuff kind of outside the box
Right.
too, right? Like you're taking this objective based mini milsim game, I guess you could say, because it's a small one scenario that you have going on, right? Like drug raid, let's take for example, right? You got guys that've got attackers and defenders essentially, and then but there's an objective within it. So it's not this massive 3-day milsim thing that's going on, right? It's this what's the time frame for a game typically?
For the competitive league,
Yeah.
it's 10 minutes, and for the public leagues, they're 15-minute rounds.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So see,
dude.
like this is perfect.
perfect.
So then now not only that, but you're also in a time restraint too. So people who think that they can slowly whatever and just kind of meander through this, it's not going to work for them either.
Right.
Because bro, once that timer hits at the end of the timer, like you either lost or you won the game.
But that also starts pushing, the more they do this, the more people, or the more this keeps happening, the more you start learning to play the time.
Right.
You play the maps, you play the fields, you start doing it like
Exactly.
you were when you were young.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's why what he's doing and their team and everybody involved is going to connect with so many players.
I agree.
And I think it's going to be fucking cool.
because I mean we're right around the same age. I'm 30, so like,
Yeah.
I mean COD 4, man. I fucking lived my life on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, multiple weeks, months,
Yes. Yeah.
years played, I'm sure, between all of us on different systems and games.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I mean, and what's so awesome about these game modes is it really pushes the action. So those moments you were talking about where you're out at a milsim and you have that engagement, and you're like, oh, I need that. I need that dopamine rush again.
Yes.
What's so cool is these game modes just cram everyone together and force the action in such a way that not only are you getting those pretty much the entire time you're playing, but then you're running multiple rounds back to back to back, and attrition is part of it. So not only are you running these rounds back to back to back, but you're only going in with 1,000 BBs max.
Right.
You've got select classes on the field who can help you reload, but otherwise you're fucked. Like, it's very, very balanced and specific, man. And it's just,
I'm hyped.
yeah, the I'm telling you, the reaction has been crazy. And what's awesome is that other people are starting to take notice. You know, KWA has kind of been our closest, I don't even know what to call him, partner, I guess,
Right.
throughout this entire process, even before Tactical League. Just myself as a player, Biohazard as a team, you know, they've kind of been our number one ally, and you guys know what they're doing over there with Fight Night and
Oh, yeah.
content stuff. So they're excited about this concept, and I just had a discussion with them on Friday that they're going to fully kind of embrace this and very much push it forward, similar to what they've done with the content side with Fight Night.
It's awesome, dude.
And yeah, and the more recent update is it looks like we've secured one of the biggest fields, I guess if you want to call it that. They have multiple fields in the southwest region of the United States. We'll say to keep it ambiguous for now. But we've already lined up 15 events for next year.
Wow.
9 of them, I can
awesome.
say, will be in Southern California, 2 in Texas, a couple in the LA area, a couple in San Diego. So, you might already know who we're talking about, but we'll wait till it's official a little later this week. But just for the Task Force podcast listeners, especially those in California, I'll give you guys an early heads-up announcement. Our next event's going to be January 15th. The specific name for this event series is yet to be revealed. Our last one was Battlegrounds. We're going to be switching up the themes a little bit from event to event, but expect a little Battlefield-infused gameplay, some big-scale stuff.
Yes.
We need to hit this Texas stuff.
Whoever can make it out, come see what it's all about, and we'll have plenty more dates coming up.
That's badass. If you're in the California area, make sure that you guys are following Biohazard and the Tactical League as well on Instagram. Right. That way you can make sure you don't miss out on this January 15th game that they're going to be putting on. You can follow them, Biohazard .airsoft_US. I've got it pulled up on the screen here. And as well, you can also follow the Tactical League.
Wrong one. Hashtag not that one.
Hashtag not that one. Hashtag Tactical League on Instagram. Make sure you go give them a follow. As well, I will say, if you're in the California area and maybe you are looking to get some practice in because you've been listening to this conversation and you're starting to hear, hey, it's going to be based upon your squad working together.
It's going to be sick.
To obtain an objective.
Yeah.
It's going to be based upon roles and making sure that you have your roles lined out and you're using them effectively. I would highly suggest that you hit up True Aim. They're a field there in California. You guys probably know the guy who runs it most of the time. I mean, Caber. If you don't know who Caber is,
saucy.
Yeah, you need to go follow Caber because he's got a lot of great information. But he also runs True Aim, and they put on a lot of objective-based games. Mini milsims, like they do the Avalon Conquest of Avalon game style milsim game style game for an hour, so that way you could get some practice in, get some real hardcore milsim style practice in with your buddies, so you can get some training and get some practice before this event comes up.
Dude, this Tactical League, I'm behind it.
Yeah,
this is something I would fly to go do easily. Yeah, I don't care.
I agree.
I don't care. Just do it. Let's go.
I agree. It would be a great fucking time.
But see, that clicks in my head. That's something I actually would pay money to go do.
Yeah. Me
Seriously,
too.
I'd email my guns and we would just fly out there and I would play.
I agree. I think it would be cool as shit. I mean, overall, not even just search and destroy, but like the drug raid style
all
game,
of it,
the hostage
meeting
rescue.
Everybody, seeing everything. Dude. I don't even have to be in it. I just want to be there. Right. Like I want to see this.
Caught a vibe.
Exactly.
You want to check it out. Yeah. Like, no, I agree 100%. And I mean, like I said, we haven't made 2022 plans yet, but
I see Texas coming in our near future again.
We have hit the East Coast now.
We do need to go west.
A couple times in the last 2 years.
Yes.
So realistically,
it would only make sense.
West Coast may be the trip of the year.
Hey guys, I'm just saying we're going to have plenty of options for you here on the West Coast. We are going to be in Texas at least twice, so keep an eye out for that.
Oh, definitely.
But what's awesome is we also don't see ourselves as a competitor to Desert Fox events or Milsim West or Lion Claws.
Totally different product.
Exactly. We almost see this as its own kind of unique thing. So with that in mind, we are planning kind of around these other events so that if you're making a West Coast trip and you want to hit a Lion Claws followed by a Tactical League or a Tactical League followed by a Milsim West, however it kind of lays out, you're going to have an option no matter what time of year you come out to the West Coast. We really want to elevate this scene out here and be the premier kind of game for outdoor players. Speed QB has really changed the game in terms of what they've done for the indoor scene. We think it's been a number of years since someone's really come on the outdoor scene and changed the way that these fields run their games and they 100%. Operate. And we think the time for that is kind of over, man. We've all grown up playing these games. Like, there's no reason this shouldn't be better organized sometimes. And we feel like, with some of these steps we're taking, people are starting to take notice. We had Jet out at our game last week.
Right.
He's playing some walk-on games kind of next door, and asked to come over and take a look. And I think some of the like kind of more veteran people within the industry are starting to like take notice.
I think that is something to take notice on, man. Listen, you speed boys, you've had your glow up. Okay,
right.
You've had your glow up from nothing. Like, go back to your corner. Okay, let the big boys come out and start doing our shit again. It's been a while.
That's right. No, I agree. And what I want to stress is that this gives you a chance to prove yourself as a Milsim team, right? Because right now the judge of, oh, you're a badass Milsim team is the name you make for yourself at big Milsims. Like, hey, these are the guys we can count on to go get this objective done. They show up in force and they knock shit out and they do a great job. And that's great. I love being on those teams or working with those guys who like, they know like, hey, give them a task and they'll get it done. That's great. But how do you really prove that you're the better of the Milsim teams out there, right? And that's where something like this is very interesting.
It is,
because what you're putting together, not only is it just fun because you're getting to play these game modes,
clan battles again, dude.
right.
That was
exactly sick. Like not only are you getting these game modes, we get to challenge each other with small based objectives and short game times. So I mean, kind of mirroring a little bit, I guess, of what Speedsoft is, but keeping it hard Milsim still. But what you're also getting is the chance to be able to say a well-rounded Milsim team should be able to take care of search and destroy without too much of an issue, right? All you need to do is get the bomb to the place that you plan for it, set up a perimeter, hold that shit until it explodes, right? At the same time, if you're a good Milsim team, you should be able to eliminate 2 players from your team and then be able to go in and save them because they require you to save them.
Especially the hostage situation.
Exactly.
If you're so fucking hardcore, your nods and your shit, hey, put it to use. Let's see how good you really are.
Right.
And that same for the guy, like, I'm going to hold this down. This is C block cut. Like, no, show me.
Right.
And I'm in for that.
Exactly. And I think this is what's going to happen is that you're going to get some dudes who are hardcore Milsim guys who want to come out and actually prove that their team is the best Milsim team, because now you're talking about, hey guys, we're not just going to go out and train and practice and do our room entries and hand-to-hand combatives because it's airsoft, but also that now you have to practice what do you do if these 2 dudes are down, and you have to run all scenarios because maybe it's not your breacher and your grenadier, maybe it's your rifleman and your medic, and you're fucked.
But see, that's what starts running through our heads in preparation to go to one of his events.
Right.
And that would be that puts you in pre-game, like, that pre-games you, bro.
Right.
It's like pre-game shots before you go out.
I just think that any team that wants to compete in it is going to have to up their level of competitive play.
You're going to have to bring it, dude.
Seriousness, right?
So you said...
Who knows, man? Maybe the Green Mountain Rangers will show up and everybody will be like, what? Where'd you come from?
So you have ammo. It's limited ammo. Your role is played. You have to play your role. You can't be medic all of a sudden. You can't do this. That is sick.
Yes, sir. Dedicated classes. Just about every class has mid-cap limits. 1,000 round capacity. There's certain classes that will allow a little, support class, for example. Not only do you have unlimited ammunition, but you can reload all of your teammates' mags. They can't reload them themselves. That's strictly your perk. Whereas if you're a marksman, your perk is that you start the round 10 seconds early before anyone else. That's our version of like cover for a sniper.
Right. Sure.
Being able to go hide in the building, before the game gets started, something like that. Just real specialized, dedicated roles so that every person on the team kind of serves a different purpose. And what's really cool, man, is like, it's not just the Milsim guys who are coming out, because it's still, Call of Duty-esque environments and CQB scenarios. We're getting a lot of the Speed QB guys to come out.
Yeah, dude.
Maggot and Phantom were out there last weekend from SYG. running around and running and gunning, and they had a great time, man. They couldn't get enough of it. They're talking about bringing the rest of the SYG guys out. Demo was out last time.
Yeah.
Wanted to come out this weekend, but just kind of timing didn't work out. But we're expecting to see a lot more of those types of players coming out to the outdoor as well.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm just saying, man. Myself, Valiant. A few of us have gone indoors now and jumped on the N1 court over there. So I think it's only right that those guys start coming out. And,
exactly. This exactly is what you want to see, right? Yeah. This is what we're talking about. Is Milsim guys, you need to go play Speed QB style play, right? Because what you don't realize is that when it's played Speed QB right style, I guess there's a big difference now between Speed Soft and Speed QB guys. There's a big difference. If you go and you play with them, you start to realize that how many things that the Speed QB players are doing as a team that really, honestly, if you stop and take a 10,000 foot view, Milsim players are doing. And we had this conversation last week with CSL and Soto, where they're talking back and forth. There's clear communication on the team. They're letting guys know where they're at. They're letting them know where they're at on ammo. They're doing all this communication that you see in Milsim in a different way on a Speed Soft style field, the Speed QB style play. And then they also do things a lot different that maybe Milsimmers don't. And I talked about this a little bit about on Live, which is a lot of Milsimmers get very stagnant and they peek the corner and they peek the same spot over and over again. I guarantee you, if you go play the Speed QB guy, he's not going to sit there and peek the corner in the same fucking spot because it's just dumb. They're too fast on the trigger to be doing that. So they move around a lot, and we could apply a lot of these things in Milsim. And for these guys to come out now and gain some of that knowledge that maybe they can get from Milsim to take back and apply, but who knows? Who really knows? But this is where we get to breach that concept of they want competitive play, and that's why they play indoor. But now we're saying, hey, you want competitive play? Here's an outdoor game that's going to challenge you unlike you've been challenged before. You should really come play. And we kind of are now where we're walking through this doorway together.
Right. But it brings the traditional feeling of online gaming.
Right.
You're going to have your speed boys. You're going to have the guys who sit back. You're going to have the guys who just do the shit, but now we can do it real life and have all the extras. What I'm sure you've already said it. I'm dumb. What field or fields does this take place at?
So our home field is SC Village in Southern California, Chino, Corona. Shout out to Corona. It's the hometown. That's going to be our primary hub for 2022. However, we're working with some partners. We're going to be over at Hollywood Sports in Los Angeles. We're going to be down in San Diego. And we're also going to have a couple events out in Texas, not to mention other events we're still working on lining up around the country. So our hope is we can take this blueprint and kind of what we're establishing with this network and kind of go around the country and tour this thing and kind of show all these local field owners how to run the games, and if they're interested essentially in kind of carrying that brand forward and bringing Tactical League into where they play. That's something we're trying to help establish everywhere we can because we see it, man. We're kind of like in Southern California, we're in one of the airsoft meccas of the world. Yeah. And even then it feels so underserved. I come from a marketing and entertainment background. That's kind of like what I do for my day job. So looking at that industry and seeing how developed it is and how exploited really every avenue of that industry is, and then coming over to airsoft and looking at this, it's like, dude, it's almost barren, it seems like. So
there's so much undiscovered gold in airsoft that people just need to just start, like him, KWA. Really other people are out here trying to poke the buttons to see not what just can work, but will progress the fucking game.
It really is. Kind of to put it in video game terms of what we're seeing, like in the Milsim world right now, you can get your Arma experience, right? That's a Milsim West style game. You want, hardcore Milsim to the max, that's Arma. That is Milsim West.
Yes.
If you want your kind of your battlefield team deathmatch style play. Like you can get that at pretty much any large scale milsim op, whether that be American Milsim, Overwatch Tactics. You can kind of get that from those guys, right? Just your regular TDM, anybody can play. You hop onto the server and you go play. This becomes more like you're jumping into, like we were talking about, that you're in the hardcore lobby of Call of Duty and you're playing the objective-based games with you and your buddies who play together all the time. And so I think you're right. I think that the Airsoft was kind of missing that hardcore lobby esque style play, and you're bringing it to the light. And I think it's really cool to see. And yeah, I would love to. This,
I just maybe
yeah,
we should definitely be about that.
I agree. And
Arma
also,
is not clunky. Fuck you, your computer sucks.
By the way,
Okay.
if you guys are in the chat and you have questions, you want to know stuff about Tactical League or Biohazard or KWA, whatever, drop some questions in the chat and let's get them answered, because something like this, we are not going to have all the questions for. And I know somebody's sitting there thinking to themselves of a question that they're wanting to know about.
I want to hear 'em.
So put it in the chat. That way we can make sure we get it asked.
You will
That's the
understand.
whole reason of the chat.
OD Scotto, will the SC Village staff be involved? Do you understand?
So the way the mechanics kind of work, it's Biohazard staff right now running the entire show. We are going to utilize some SC Village staffing, really just to kind of monitor hits.
Right.
They don't really have a hand in terms of like the mechanics of the gameplay, mechanics of the objectives, all that shit. That is all us. Just because it takes a little bit more an understanding of how the show runs,
right.
Before you can just jump in and try and ref it. So they'll be involved as additional eyeballs. Make sure people aren't cheating. Yell at you if you don't put your barrel cover on. But aside from that, lightly.
Is there hand-to-hand combat?
No, that's not something we're thinking about allowing melee, but that always gets, it's just kind of
that
takes
could be
one guy
wicked,
to
dude.
pull out a lead pipe and
right.
It's a liability. So
damn it.
I mean, you pull out your
there's some
nice
shit we're
fancy
working
TS
on.
blade and you're
Yeah.
done.
Shout out discount code Doof. But no, dude, I would love to walk around the corner and be like, yeah. But you
Right.
know how bad that hurt? I'd be pissed. If you come up and just straight cold stone me, dude.
If anybody is out here truly stabbing someone with a cold steel training knife, like you're just a douche. I mean, it's airsoft. So just tap them with it is all you got to do.
Now, throwing knives, is that a liability?
We haven't addressed that. Maybe that's a perk for the next class,
Dude, I'm
man.
telling you.
Ninja class.
Ninja class.
Nasty's going to be asking about a spear soon. So
Eventually,
I mean,
Viking helmets.
yeah,
What up, Mike
Hey,
Jones?
man, we had a Humvee. We
Yeah?
had a Humvee out last time. We had the MSC. Shout out to Jason Porter over at MSC Military. Brought out the big ass Humvee that you'll see at a lot of Lion Claws events.
Yeah.
He was providing cover for the attacking teams off the break,
Nice.
just kind
That's
of laying
awesome,
it down with the M249. So
That's awesome.
What about
we're
pyro?
working on some different immersive elements that are gonna kind of take it beyond your average day of team deathmatch at the park. We really want it to feel like you're in the world that we're building.
Dude,
for
right.
everyone.
Fucking awesome. I'm in.
I mean, like realistically, I feel like what's going on in Deadlock.
What up, Deadlock?
To me, it's kind of cool. Like you guys are already putting people in a situation that they wouldn't get to do every day. So something along the lines
Hardly
of
ever.
like Navy SEAL training. Like, I mean, not to compare it to anything real because it's still, it is training in an aspect when you really stop and think about it. But like the high level situations that are made for military guys that are training are supposed to make it feel real, and that's what we're trying to achieve with Milsim is to make it feel real. That helps you get immersed. And so something that's thought out, such as this game from Tactical League, really can kind of put you there. So I think you guys are really close, honestly. And
Yeah.
the couple little things that I'm sure you have planned, I could only guarantee are just going to do nothing but make it even cooler and even better. So I'm really excited to see where the Tactical League goes and what 2022 does for the Tactical League and Biohazard as a whole. I mean, you guys are an awesome fucking team. Like you said, with guys like you got
High five Biohazard.
Ranger Rhett and Valiant, who we've had on the show before. If you haven't watched that episode, I encourage you to go back and listen to us talk with Valiant.
Always cool guys.
He actually was here in the studio, sitting right at the front.
He was. A lot of people were sad about they didn't get to meet him. He was right here the whole time.
He was right
sitting
there.
On your gun,
short and everything.
It's short. Everything.
But
a little gnome.
Yeah, that's right. But no, I mean, like, you guys are out here representing as a team, just alone. So it's cool to see when teams that are meshed so well together step out and try something such as the Tactical League and try to not only improve themselves, but also Airsoft as a whole. So I commend you guys as a team for that, because that's fucking awesome.
Becoming an Airsofter,
right?
You have endless options on what you could want to fucking do. Yeah. Like, if you sit back and look at what everybody's doing, all the promoters, game hosts, whatever, you could come into Airsoft and get anything and everything you could ever want.
Right.
Fuck paintball.
Right.
Okay, you suck. Airsoft literally is like the candy store to yes fat kid, right? You have anything and everything you could ever want, any style, any fashion, you will find it and go get it. It's fucking awesome.
100%.
And because of people like him and his team and everybody else, it's sick.
That's what's so beautiful about it, man. It's really an untapped market. So if you have a passion for it, you know, like, you can literally pave your own road a little bit in terms of what you want to do with it long term. And, you know, to this point, there's very few people who have been able to make a living from it. You know, it's not something that's on my to-do list in terms of like a goal, but if we can expand this thing as a whole, like you guys are saying, it's really about pushing forward the industry, you know, and pushing forward the community. If we can do that, it's just going to open doors for everyone. So even if it's not someone from Biohazard who breaks through and becomes, you know, the first truly, you know, influential Airsofter to break it to mainstream, whoever it is, like, you know, if you can do your part to, whether it's your local community or your region, whatever it is, like, drive it forward in some significant way, it's there for the taking, man. It's really, really untapped potential. So if you have a passion for it and you're creative, like, don't be looking further than what's in front of you, because it's a good opportunity.
Listen, things will come and go when it comes to this Airsoft shit. But, dude, we are some pure oil. Like, we are ready to be fucking pumped out. Like,
100%. There's, and I would also tell you too, like, if you do come into the Airsoft scene, you want to try something and it fails, don't be discouraged, man.
Yeah.
Like, take that time that you put into it and what you did and try to learn from it and maybe improve and come back at it another way, because Airsoft is too much fun, right? Like, and the reason why a lot of us will say do it for the community is because we know that fun that you can have in Airsoft and the friends that you can make, right? Like, everybody's here playing Airsoft for some reason, whether they find it as an adrenaline rush, whether they find it as an escape, whether they find it as a way to deal with stuff, whatever it is, right? And it's important to those of us who have been playing for a long time, generally I'll say, is keeping it around, right? So, like, we're in Kansas. We're not in the hot spot of
not
Airsoft,
anymore.
right? We're not in California, or we're not on the East Coast where the Speed QB is super, like, starting to take off really hardcore because all they got is indoor. Like, we don't have that option. So for us, thinking outside the box, our option was this right here, what we're doing right here, where we can tie ourselves in and tie everybody together. West Coast, East Coast can all get tied together on one show that is the Task Force podcast. And you know, if it's an option for you to come up with something that you can improve Airsoft and make it last longer for people, or be around longer, that's what's the most important. Because one day Nasty's gonna actually blow out his knees and not be able to play.
That's
or
real.
Just be old, whatever, like me, and then fucking Airsoft dies with old people,
right? But
you know what I mean? Like, unless you keep it around, right?
But it, I don't know. Like, seeing what he's doing in the Bio and Tactical League, that is exciting for me. Because we have, how many times sitting upstairs have we talked about something like that?
Right.
Wouldn't this be cool to see some Call of Duty Battlefield shit? And now it's here. Go do it.
Right.
I live half a country away, and I'm like, we should go.
Right.
Like,
well, see, and that's where I say is like, what I think is cool is you guys kind of took that feeling that a lot of people like. Everybody wants to go to these Lion Claws. Like, you have one objective, but they put on one objective, and that's cool and all, but it's one objective. Like, that's cool. But now you take a team and you challenge them and give them 3 different objectives that they have to try and do, and they have to beat out these other teams. Now that becomes very interesting.
yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Lions Claws and Milsom West and Desert Fox events, like, for everything they're doing to drive this thing forward. Because going from someone who started with paintball back in the day and then went to playing in fields and backyards, and then doing the walk-on thing, like jumping into the jumping into the Milsim scene is really kind of what took my passion for airsoft to that next level, So
Right.
props to them, because they keep this thing kind of elevated and going. But I think the more options we kind of all have at our disposal, it's only going to make the game grow stronger, ultimately.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. And I think the airsoft scene is on the verge of becoming the strongest that it's ever been.
Yes. I agree.
With the rise of Speed QB and now the influencing culture of, if you haven't tried playing a different style, give it a shot. And I mean, like you were saying, having the SYG guys come who are predominantly Speed QB, if you don't know, to have them come out and play an outdoor milsim style type event shows you right there that, hey, look, man, everybody's willing to try something in airsoft, and everybody should approach it in that way. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you, but you should try it, because you never know. And I think we're seeing a lot of that going here this last year. Going forward, I think we're going to continue to see more of it. So like I said, I commend you guys, and I think you guys are really awesome. I'm just excited to see what you guys got 2022, and to see the progress and change that happens with it, and how it gets only better.
Yeah, man, no doubt. So kind of next steps for the league, kind of before we wrap up the discussion on that. So we're working on kind of a pilot right now that we're going to present to people and let people look at, just to give them an idea of what the concept is. Keep in mind, this thing is not fully produced in terms of having every single camera angle built out already. That is kind of a process that we're going through right now in pre-production. Right. But you're going to get a concept video at the very least that has a HUD and a lot of the different elements we're trying to display with this series that we're building. And then we're going to be running the public leagues throughout the year, and that's going to act kind of as a farm system,
right,
for the competitive league. We're going to hopefully introduce a lot of players to one another through that public league, introduce new players to teams, allow them to recruit. And we're already seeing it at our events between, teams like Goon Squad and Project Millspeed out of Vegas. They're using these opportunities to pull players. So our hope is that going forward throughout the year, there'll be more teams popping up in more of a competitive environment. And then ultimately, get more of these teams in. Let's make this motherfucker like 16 teams, 24 teams, build out regions and brackets across the country. That's kind of where we want to take this thing. So, if you're just playing at your local field with your boys, like, get your squad together, bring them out whenever it comes your way, and let's rock. Let's get this thing going.
I am fucking hyped. Like, that shit's cool. Like, that brings back old memories for me. I don't know, me specifically. I don't know about you. You're not going to get as hype as I am. I don't know. But that bring back the game battlefields.
It's like, do we rebuild the task force team?
That's why I'm saying this shit. What I told you the other day, because when it comes time, where they're like, oh, bad knees, old dad over here, fucking come on. We're like, fuck, dude.
And there's a role for you, bro. If you got the bad knees, like,
that's right.
That's what's cool is go be a marksman. Go figure out like where you fit into the puzzle.
Nowhere, but I will try.
But one thing I want to reiterate too is, like, this isn't just for teams either. Like, we have a matchmaking system for these public events where you are going to not only get placed with a group of like-minded people who you could potentially connect with and form a team, but you're gonna have a great experience whether you come out by yourself or with all of your buddies. There's kind of something in it for everyone, and most importantly, you're gonna get a unique experience that you can't get anywhere else.
Right.
And I can guarantee you that.
Ah, that's so fucking cool.
The cruel
And you can-
mistress will be in full effect.
Yes,
at the game,
dude.
for
But
sure.
that helps like people who are like thrown into random squads or whatever. You build as a person off that too, man. You
Yes.
build as a community, and that's just setting another fucking tier. Oh, I'm so about this. I need to
Yeah.
be. I want to do this.
100%.
Mom, put that on the calendar. We're going.
Yes.
Like I'm actually about it.
Dude, I'm super excited about it. Like I said, I wish you guys a lot of success, and I can't
Me
wait
too.
to see where it goes and
Yeah.
and how much it improves and gets even better, because it already sounds so awesome. So the things that you want to add to it and the things that you want to make better and improve are only going to make it even better,
Yes.
and only going to make it even more exciting. So I can't wait for that. I will say that I know a lot of people probably are wondering how come we haven't been doing the fight night knockout segment, and that is only because we have not watched Fight Night 4 yet. So when we get a chance to actually watch Fight Night 4, we'll do a live stream just like we did before, watch party like we always do, and then when the new Fight Night comes out, we'll also be doing the live stream show of that one as well. So sorry, but of course you guys need to make sure that you're keeping up with KWA on the Fight Night series. If you're not ahead of the game, if you haven't watched it and you want to watch it with us, and that's what you're waiting for,
It's
I
coming.
appreciate it, but it is coming. I promise it is coming. We've just been dealing with some rando stuff that's been going on here lately, and then also like going out of town for games, and
It
life.
just hasn't happened. Get over it.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
just
it's
hasn't
real.
happened.
It's
Get over
life.
We're busy, motherfucker.
Yeah,
exactly. So
Exactly.
other things I want to touch on really quick just before we wrap everything up here. Of course, I keep talking to you guys about it. The Christmas giveaway special on December 26th. That is Sunday, right? Because Christmas is on a Saturday on December 25th. So the 26th is a Sunday, and we will be having the Christmas giveaway special on the 26th. It'll be at 7:30 Central, so that's 5:30 Pacific time. That's 8:30 Eastern time, 6:30 if you're in the mountains. Which, if you're in the mountains, I don't know how you have signal, right? Because you're a Yukon man at this point. But you're not going to want to miss it. We got a lot of great prizes.
The
from a
stuff we
lot
have to
of
give
people.
away, bro,
Yes,
is sauce.
yes,
Like,
this stuff has been
good
rolling
thing we're
in.
good people because you're actually gonna get this stuff. But like, it's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we
Like,
got
is
a over there in the bin. We've got a fully engraved Glock 18 from Extreme Airsoft, and a CZPA08 from Amped Airsoft. We've got a Louis Vuitton Odin from Rogue Customs. That thing's all painted out, looks fucking awesome. We got some more stuff coming from True Aim. We have got stuff from the Slaughter Project. We got stuff from KWA. Like, there's a ton of stuff. Plus, Task Force themselves, we've got two things. We're going to be giving away a swag pack. As well, we also purchased a Z-Tactical Comtac style headset as well, because a lot of guys want to improve their kit, but a headset typically is the thing that falls to the wayside. It's kind of an expensive thing.
It's
So
a nice
we wanted
one.
to give you something that would be useful and also help you improve your play, and communication is the best way to do that. So we got that headset, but we also teamed up with Dynamic Fuzz,
Shout
covered
out.
the thing in Dynamic
Discount
Fuzz,
code.
and got it covered with all the camo covers, and you'll get a set of DNC camo covers for him and some multicam black
Yeah, dude.
covers for him as well. So
You guys are gonna want to be there. Like,
Yeah.
I hardcore was like, I'll just keep this.
right,
So,
yeah.
but
That thing is awesome. They did an awesome engraving job on it. Like, it looks amazing.
it's fucking sauce.
Dude, it is. It really is. And but like I said, that's going down on December 26th.
Season 4.
Yes. And then the season 4 intro contest is currently still going on.
Yes.
If you are creating an intro, it has to be to us by no later than January 14th, because that's the day before the first episode, January 15th. I'm still setting up season 2 guests. I've been kind of
Two.
season 4. Jesus, dude, there's too many seasons now. Task Force podcast season, whatever, is the one I'm setting up guests for. So if you would like to be a guest in season 4, make sure you send us a DM so I can get you thrown onto the list.
It is time for that Christmas
got a lot of
giveaway.
stuff going on.
You can also, if you don't get a response, you could also hit us up on our personal accounts.
Yeah.
So please, if the Task Force account is not replying, eventually one of the personal ones will.
Right.
Sorry about that.
Right.
I'm bad.
No, and also, like, if you want to get in on the season 4 video intro contest, shoot the Task Force podcast page a DM with your email address. I will email you over the intro audio. The only rules are it has to be, of course, made for the Task Force podcast because it's a Task Force podcast intro that you're making. But it also has to be the length of the audio clip, which is about 30 seconds. What we will do is we'll pick our top 3 entries, and then we will actually submit those entries for everybody to vote on. And then whoever gets voted the winner, that winner will receive a $100 gift card to wherever they want to go.
However you want it, wherever you want it.
Whether it be Airsoft GI gift card,
Visa
e-bike gift card, or just a straight up PayPal me $100. We'll PayPal you $100. You can go buy 2 cases of beer. Whatever you want to do.
7.
Or
3 bottles of liquor and some cigarettes. So I don't know, but I know.
Other than that, I mean,
I need to be about this tactical league.
Yes.
I personally will follow this much because I am very interested.
Yes.
And
which is a very rarity for Nessie.
It is. I don't follow much on airsoft stuff.
Yes.
So I'm interested. And if this, I personally hope this goes well. I feel like this is something that needs to happen because every small field at least in the Midwest has like, ooh, let's have our Call of Duty Saturday where we set up. But if this can be some real deal shit, I will personally get involved.
Yeah.
Without you, I do not care.
I
will actually, like, I would love to see this go somewhere. This personally would be fucking sick.
100%.
I agree. You'll be an honorary Biohazard man. We got a patch for you, so don't even trip. But awesome. If both y'all want to come out, we'll take care of you guys.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on, fellas. I'm excited. Excited to keep you up to date on kind of the latest happenings. Definitely follow us on Tactical League on Instagram for our schedule announcement. Like I said, next game, January 15th at Sea Village. And then we'll be announcing a full 15 event schedule for 2022 with more coming down the pike.
Yes, dude, I'm excited to see this schedule event because that means we could play with the Biohazard guys. And I'm going to hug all of you.
Yes.
So
I'm going to put Valiant in my pocket. One more time on the Christmas time I got asked again, and that is 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific or Western. I think it's Pacific. I really don't know.
Listen, Google's God. Ask Google. And yes,
it's 7:30 Central. Google it, and Google will tell you what time.
And Deadlock, shout out if you were here at our last one. So that's cool. Anyway, everybody have a good night. I love you, and
we love you.
Just
Everybody
the love.
We love all you guys.
And you can't have.